Jason, you talked to us a little about the linking up between Plata and Saborio. It seems like they have a pretty good chemistry going.
Yeah, so far so good. Plata 2 passes on 2 goals for Sabo in the first 3 games. That's obviously a very good thing. So, and I think, you know, in all 3 of the matches, Plata's come on and given us a little bit of energy and given us a little bit of a different look. And been a pretty dangerous player, so I'm pleased.
Looked like lots of opportunities for Robbie early, or at least in that first half. Was that a concerted effort to get him more involved after the DC game? And what did you make of his performance today?
You know, I think it's just Robbie needs to remember to find the right gaps where he can be the most effective. And typically that's, you know, trying to find gaps in between center backs or in between center back and wide back and trying to get in behind as often as possible. I thought, you know, today he did a good job of that, got himself into some really good spots in the first half. Unfortunately, really should have finished. So, you know, I think we just build it. We say today was better than last week, and we hope that next week will be better than this week.
Coach, these are vital games for guys like Gil and Velasquez. 3 games into the season, where do you see those guys at this point in the year? I mean, they're kind of fringe guys last year, but they're stepping up when you need them to. Yeah,
I think they've both had pretty strong performances. I don't think that either one of them you would say has had all of the 90 minutes where they were very, very good and very, very effective. Both of them are still making a few too many errors on the ball, but truthfully, a lot of our players were making a few too many errors on the ball tonight. So it's still a work in progress. We need to be patient, as we said from the beginning. And I think in the end, we should benefit greatly from getting young players like that experience at this time of the year.
Jason, can you talk about your defensive efforts, where you feel like you guys are at defensively 3 matches in?
We've given away 2 goals in 3 matches. That's not a bad statistic to lean on. When you look at it a little more closely, I think we're giving up a few too many clear-cut chances. But some of that comes through what we're trying to get out of the game. You know, if we had gotten to 1-1 and said, okay, we'll close up the shop and we're happy to take the draw away from our home stadium, I don't think that they end up with those 3 clear-cut chances that they got at the end. But because we don't have that mentality, we opened ourselves up to plays in behind and allowed them 3, I think it was 3, maybe it wasn't 3, it felt like 14, clear-cut chances to score against us. And credit to Nick Raimondo for saving us a point there.
Coach, wonder what the thinking was with Ned tonight coming off the bench at the halftime?
The thinking was that Kari Stevenson was injured, and we needed to get another midfielder on. I thought it was the exact right type of game for Ned. You knew it was going to be difficult to find gaps and spaces to play in. We needed another mature player who's been in our system for a while to figure things out and push things along for us in the second half. Pretty clear to me, though, that his fitness level's struggling a little bit. So we'll need to really be focused on that over this next week to hopefully make him available for all 90 come next Saturday.
Jason, you mentioned Nick's game. Can you just talk a little bit about his performance? I mean, he did have 4 or 5 almost point-blank saves there. Can you just talk about how important he is to the team?
You know, I think if you had to pinpoint your top performer over the first 3 matches, his name would certainly be at the top of that list of consideration. So he's been absolutely stellar for us at the beginning of the season and gets considered, I think, for the national team at the exact right time for next weekend's match. So really, really pleased with his performance. I'm pleased that we were able to recognize him tonight. And, you know, what else can I say?
In the first half, even before opening up a little bit and trying to get those 3 points, Deshaun Brown caused a lot of problems. Is there one thing you point to there? I mean, Chris gives the ball away, but he obviously was in on goal a lot more than just that one opportunity.
I believe he was in one other time, not a lot more, but one other time where he cut in between Kwame and Tony Beltran, and that was very much a misplay on Kwame's part. But he was an active player, and he was winning a lot of balls in the air. They seemed to have a very set tactic today in the first half by trying to play every goal kick to Atiba Harris's head and flicked on for him to run onto. So we didn't deal well with that. I don't think the organization was quite right. I think we lost a lot of head balls in our defensive end, which is atypical for us and won't be acceptable going forward.
You satisfied with 1 point in a home opener? Or?
Never. I mean, go into our locker room, it's absolutely silent. You'd have thought we just lost 3-0. Our guys, they want more, they expect more, and I think that's a good thing to have.
Anything else for Jason? Jeff?
Coach, this team's went through a lot this offseason, new ownership. How important was this home opener for you guys to come out and perform and put a nice, solid crowd?
Yeah, I mean, the crowd again was outstanding, and we should be very thankful that we have them to root us on the way they do. And again, but I think that we feel that we should have done better. We feel a little bit of onus that we didn't get all the 3 points like we set out for here. So, it has been a difficult offseason. There's no doubt about it. So many changes in players and ownership and everything else, and all that takes a toll. So we will hope to, as I keep telling the guys, we're just looking to improve day by day and week by week. We're a young team and a new team, and that has to be our objective. We want to be our best at the end of the season.